Welcome to Season 2 of Keke's Guide to Training Your Human. This is Episode 2 of the new season, and my name is Ken Van Camp. I'm the narrator and flunky of this podcast, working under the whip of the author and ruler of this project, Keke. In each episode, Keke presents a dog's perspective on life and growing up in the human world. In this episode, we'll hear about whether it's spring yet. Hint, it's January when this was written and recorded. Stay tuned to find out as we present this lesson from Keke's Guide to Training Your Human. I hope you enjoy it as we start with Lesson 57. Is it spring yet? A dog's answer to Vera-Marie's Spring Writing Challenge. Quotation: "The day the Lord created hope was probably the same day he created spring." Bernard Williams. Hi again, it's Keke, author and potentate of Keke's Guide to Training Your Human, here to answer writer Vera-Marie Landy's challenge, Is it spring yet? I thought this invitation might benefit from a dog's perspective, but then again, what wouldn't? Following are my answers to Vera-Marie's insightful questions. Number 1. Are you looking forward to spring, or do you enjoy the cooler temperatures of winter? I'm looking forward to the spring scent sensation. No human could ever fully appreciate the smells, sounds, and new birth of the season. It's a time of awakening when puppies frolic in the mud, squirrels and rabbits provide new quarries for the chase, and birds return to make nests, vocalize their favorite tunes, and take target practice on unsuspecting animals and humans. Question number 2. Any outdoor chores you're not looking forward to? Is your yard going to be full of twigs and leaves and stuff from over the winter? Well, there's nothing more intriguing than a wind-blown leaf flying across the lawn and down the street, giving new prey to my endless pursuit. It also offers new opportunities for my human to get exercise while chasing me. The best thing about catching leaves is the noisy crackle they make when I bite into them. And sticks provide both flavorful chew toys and new projectiles for the game of fetch. See the link in the description for my story about exercising your human. Number 3. Do you start a garden indoors or go directly outside? Do you make a garden at all, or wish to make one this year for the first time? I love gardens. I'm not much of a veggie pizza lover, but pulling petals from a flower is a tasty and creative game. He loves me not. That reminds me, I haven't seen Fozzie in a while. Listen to A Visit from Fozzie in Lesson 26. Do you change your closets and drawers around with the changing seasons? Or do they remain in separate closets all year? In warm weather, Mommy puts my winter coat and pajamas away in a cabinet. In my blog and book, I show a picture of me trying on my first raincoat, and the hood falls down over my eyes. Why is it so dark in here? Question number 5. Do you become a cleaning machine when it gets warmer, like suddenly having the urge to clean everything in sight and alphabetize cabinets? Oh, I'm definitely a cleaning machine. There's nothing more fun than cleaning out my toy bin. To be clear, that means taking them out of a basket on the floor and spreading them all out to play with. See my story for details on training your human to organize toys. Link provided in the episode description. Number 6. Weight loss, healthy eating goals. Do these change in the spring? Are you preparing an outdoor exercise schedule? Do you start a new diet? As I mentioned before, writing is 10% inspiration and 90% perspiration, so my blog plays an important part in my daily exercise schedule. Do you know how often a puppy has to jump over the keyboard to type a word like perspiration? You try pounding out 2,000 words daily on a HyperX gaming keyboard. Jillian Michaels got nothing on me. As for my diet, I wrote a whole story about that in my blog. I've included the link in the episode description. Other changes? Do you get a new hairstyle, hair color, new clothes, new car, or a new place to live in the spring? Okay, so I have a secret to share. I was only born last April, so I've never lived through a spring. I apologize to those readers who got this far only to find out this story is not based on a real life. You're kind of a gullible human, aren't you? The type that gets his French fries stolen before they have a chance to eat them all? I'd like to meet you someday and treat you to some of my tricks. But the other parts of this question bring up some enticing possibilities. A new car would be great, but where do I get one? I have in mind a vehicle that exudes confidence and panache. I was thinking something like a pink Barbie convertible. What do you think? Send me a comment if you believe there's a better vehicle to suit my personality and panache. As for a new place to live, I looked into joining the groundhogs in their hibernation holes, and while they seemed very upbeat about their digs, I found they were not very good snugglers, and they didn't even have a TV to watch Lassie reruns. Besides, what would this do to my aspirations to be the first puppy to beat Tetris? For now, I'll stick with my current home, but I'm always open to suggestions. Question number 8. Lists. Do you start lists now of things to do, places to see, people to visit, changes to make, materials and supplies and seeds to buy? Lists don't interest me, but I definitely need to visit my peeps soon, like Wallace, Hank, and Logan. See the link in the episode description for the story about my first vacation to the beach. Number 9. Do you open your windows and let that fresh air in, or are you more of an air conditioning person? I'm the outdoorsy type. I love the sights, smells, and tastes of nature, and the scents that carry on the winds from the nearby farm are enticing. On the other hand, I hope opening the windows doesn't mean sleeping with the mosquitoes or missing out on snuggling with Mommy for afternoon naps while she watches General Hospital. She's more of an air conditioning person, I think. And finally, number 10. What was your most memorable spring and why? See my answer to question 7. Thank you for listening to this episode of Keke's Guide to Training Your Human. I'm Ken Van Camp, and I hope you've enjoyed this performance. If so, please rate it and leave feedback. You can post feedback on our Facebook page or email. The addresses are in the episode description. We are dropping a new episode of Keke's podcast every weekend on all major podcast apps. Make sure you follow Keke's Guide so you'll be notified as each episode becomes available. So, what will happen next? Will Keke like her first spring? Will it come early this year? Be sure to join us for the next episode of Keke's Guide to Training Your Human and find out. Because dogs are people too, you know?